We had beautiful weather. Blue Point Bar and Grill is up in Tequesta, kind of on the borderline of Jupiter and Tequesta. It's out on the point, so it's right out on the intercoastal, surrounded by water, basically. It's got a beautiful pool area, and man, we had a great turnout. What did you guys think about the event?
I thought it was awesome. I had never been there before, and I got there, and I was like, where are we going on this journey in the golf cart? This is amazing. So we got back there, and there was so many people there and so much love, and I liked it because it was kind of a regrouping of everybody, and it wasn't about, just getting ready for the crossing anymore. It was more about saying thank you to everybody and hugs, and everybody could have a drink and kind of relax, and so I enjoyed it. I thought it was great.
I definitely liked that venue a lot. I had never been there, and I'm from this area, and I thought it was a great venue. Beautiful sunset, beautiful water. I mean, it was perfect.
Yeah, that is the resounding feedback that we got, and it was cool to introduce people to that venue, and a big shout out to Rebecca from Jupiter Point Marina Boat Club, being one of our top sponsors this year, providing boat support to the crossing and being there in support of the event. So thank you, Rebecca, and the whole team there at Jupiter Point, and to Ryan, the owner and manager there at Blue Point Bar and Grill. The food was great. The pool, the whole environment, the service staff, everything was really on point. And
the music was pretty good,
and
too.
The music was really good. Boat Train, that was the first band.
I saw several people dancing that reflected the style of music and how good it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well.
Not these guys over to our left.
No, well, I'm not sure.
And we don't have video evidence either.
I don't remember the name of the second band, unfortunately.
Definitely no video evidence.
You clearly enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, the good vibes were flowing. It was happening. And, it was an awards presentation and an appreciation event to all of those who participated in the Crossing for a Cure. And to all those watching on Facebook, I got a list here, and I'm not going to run through the whole list because it's hundreds of people, from our paddlers to our captains and our crew, our volunteers, our committee, our staff, and our video crew from the event, the media support. It was just outstanding. And, of course, all of our amazing sponsors. And I do want to give a shout out to all the sponsors that supported the crossing, because without them, the event isn't possible. What we do as an organization isn't possible because 100% of the event costs are covered through sponsorship, which allows what we fundraise from the paddlers to go towards our programs with Piper's Angels. So big shout out to our Atlantic level sponsor, our title sponsor, the one and only Palm Beach Sports Club in Town Sports International. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Chris. Thank you to everybody who was on the PBSC team and showed up in big support. Our Grand Bahama level sponsors, Legacy Marine, Lifeguard, and Next Level Fitness Water. And our Bimini level sponsors, Endless Summer Rum, Jupiter Point Marina, Power Design, Tanker Oil, T-Lixer, and Tito's Handmade Vodka. Our inlet level sponsors, C3 Gardens, Ed Morse Automotive, Gulfstream Boat Club, Halo Talks, Life Hearing and Tinnitus Health Center, MedLab. Our beach level sponsors, Affordable Landscaping, Ino K, Lazio, Risatello, LMHC, Ino, Captain Party Hard, Coastal Breeze News, Dolphin Pools, Good Greek Moving and Storage, Independent Accounting Office, Libby Fish, Marco Island Outfitters, Mulligan Beach House, Paddle Marco, Paradise Coast Marine Services, Pelican Pier Marina, Seacor Island Lines, and the Breakers Hotel. All of those folks contributed cash to this event to make it possible, which is huge. And of those at the event, we featured a few special people who we honored in recognition of their efforts. And some of those are as follows. Our top sponsor awards went to Patrick Walsh and the PBSC team. Liz and Chris McDermott came up to accept the award. And Pat, they put together a team. They came over to the event. They promoted the event through their database of 8,000 employees and members. And they were our title sponsor. So a huge shout out to them for making it possible. And our other top sponsor award was to Madi Antala, who was on the show earlier in the year. Madi, an amazing family guy, father, and a huge supporter. He was a paddler in the event, a solo paddler at that. And Matthias and Trey were there to accept the award for Madi for being one of our top sponsors. The most inspirational fundraiser award was also a wonderful guest we had on the show, Miss Julie Allen. Most inspirational fundraiser award. Give her a round of applause. We were so excited to give her this award because she had created this 65 Roses inspirational art project where she had 65 roses painted on her board. We were a part of that painting party and the launching of the board, and very special. And then the Force of Nature Award, dun, 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 went to the one and only co-host of the Epic Love Radio Show and my fiance, Liz Merson. Hey! And we just had to invent this award for her because it was so obvious as we went through things. People just couldn't believe how much amazing work she was putting into it and what she contributed, from sponsorship to paddling to fundraising to committee meetings to kicking butt. Yes.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And then the Unsung Hero Award went to Brian Pendisco. Brian, as many of the committee members know, behind the scenes, he is just a rock for the committee and the team, and a ball of emotion and joy and heart power. We're going to steal Power Design's team name, Team Heart Power.
That is for Brian, that name, Heart Power.
Yeah, he is Heart
For
Power.
sure.
It's like turn up the volume on the Heart Power. And just an amazing guy. So thank you, Brian. And then the Admiral's Award went to the one and only Admiral himself, the Admiral of the Fleet, Sean Dunleavy.
Can I just express how much I love Sean Dunleavy? I don't know. I feel like everybody probably feels the same, but I love that man. He's awesome.
He is a lovable guy.
Yeah.
I'll see him tomorrow. We got a big day of planning, operations, logistics.
This couldn't be in planning for 2019, could it?
Well, yes, it is. 2019 is already in action. And but Sean people don't realize that this event would not have happened without Sean. I mean, he was the yin to my yang in a sense. And, it's my job, generally speaking, to promote this thing, get people excited, get everybody there, to get people to register, to be crazy enough to paddle across the ocean. But then the most important part of that is not that they even signed up to paddle across the ocean. That is a big, daring commitment that some people do back out of. But it's more so that we get them safely home from the Bahamas back to Florida. And that's the key. And that's what Sean's in charge of. And once again, we had a really awesome year and a safe year. And so big shout out to Sean for being the Admiral of the Fleet. So thank you. And a big shout out to our in-studio co-producer, Mr. David Allen, who's here often. We called him up to the stage. He is the father of our wonderful Where's Blair co-host over here. And thank you for being a big supporter personally and through T-Lixer and helping to make all this happen and being a backbone for us all the time as a team.
You're
You're here! So
big speech at the
yeah, big speech. I think he said 3 words.
No speech for me. That's
Short
what
but
he said.
powerful, yeah. So yeah, it was a fantastic weekend, and thank you to all who just came out in support of the appreciation party. My favorite moment from the party was when we busted out all the bottles of champagne at the end, and we took a big group photo with our big check. Oh, the big check! We'll have it next time. It's in the van.
It is in the van.
Some of the children were using the big
As
check
a
as a
shield.
shield for the champagne
Yeah.
as they were running.
Yeah, talk about champagne showers.
It really
Yeah,
was.
those
It was
videos are awesome because
So
it's like from slow-mo
Slow
and
motion.
people, like, once they realized what was going down, they were like darting out of the way. Like it was like a school of bait, and they were like shooting.
They're screaming. They're
Yeah,
Yeah, the looks on the children's faces, they looked actually scared. Like
yeah,
running
they
away.
were
horrified.
Yeah,
really
like
were.
very scared.
Kids were being scooped up, carried off. It was hilarious.
It was, I think, like 15 or 20 bottles of champagne. Of
Perfect.
course, the cheapest champagne we could buy. But
Champagne is champagne in that scenario.
it was worth every dollar of fun.
It really was.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that moment every year. for sure.
Next year, 50 bottles.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
gonna have to be that many.
And thank you to everybody watching. Give them a wave.
Hey.
Hello. We got Heidi. We got Danny out there watching. Joe's mom, Cynthia Mitchell. Thank you to Bobby Ferguson, everybody out there who has joined us on this journey through time and space on the Epic Love Radio Show. And speaking of Joe's mom, we have a very nice card here I'd like to read that is from Joe's mom. And it was written with a deep sense of love and caring. And so we wanted to share it. This is from the one and only Cup of Joe's mom. She was the official brewer
It's
of
like
the Cup of Joe.
a pot of
So,
Joe.
Yeah.
yeah. Right.
She's the pot.
The Keurig.
Yeah.
He's a little cup.
Oh, man. Okay. It takes a special kind of person to care enough to take the time for others to do whatever it takes to help somebody out. And for everything you have done, for everything you have given, thank you. Dear Crossing for a Cure, board members, participants, organizers, volunteers, and everyone else who supports the cause, I want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. Words are tough for me to explain the deep gratitude I feel for each and every one who has made this event such a success. I will remain grateful for the loving, caring, nurturing group of angels that you all are. I wish I had a chance to meet each and every one of the participants. It was a pleasure meeting the ones I did. Thank you again for all that you are and for the wonderful support you have shown to Joe. You are all a blessing, Cindy Mitchell.
Wow.
Nice.
That's really sweet.
That is really sweet.
Moms are the best.
Yeah.
Was she there?
Mama Mitchell.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
there.
My mom and my aunt were both at the beach landing.
Here's to Mama Mitchell.
Yeah, yeah.
Mama
Yeah,
Mitchell.
Mom. Yeah, we went out for dinner.
Yes, exactly.
Hey, what is it? Was that the bat call? Was that the signal?
Somebody's on the phone.
It's kind of like a sideways shaka.
It's what
like,
you do in pictures.
it's
So I
like,
was like, what is
oh, hey, hanging loose here. Oh, we got a call. Oh, no. Shaka call. It's the shaka call. All right.
So I believe we have Miss Tiffany Eickhoff on the line. So Tiffany Eickhoff is a motivational speaker, and she has a condition called cerebral palsy. And she is also a kick butt CrossFitter as well. And she's had a pretty amazing year. So let's get her on the line and talk to her more about it.
She's sweet.
Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, how are you guys?
We're good. You're on the Epic Love Radio Show with Blair, as you know. And then we've got Liz, Travis, and Joe as well.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Tiffany.
Hey, Tiff.
Hi, Tiffany.
We are so excited to talk to you today, Tiffany, and I know you're excited to be on as well.
Yes, I do. For a couple days.
You've been so excited. It's been so awesome. So we really just want to talk to you about, I know you've had one heck of a year this past year, and let's just start off by talking about your experiences growing up and, you know, some of the struggles you've had and some of the people that have inspired you along the way.
Okay. Well, as you have already mentioned, I have a physical disability called cerebral palsy. I was diagnosed with it because I had a little bit of brain damage when I was born, and I got diagnosed with it officially at 3 months old. And I have an identical twin sister as well, and a younger brother. And my CP in particular is called spastic diplegia, which affects both sides of my body. And growing up, my goal was to be just like everyone else. My attitude now is that I just do things a little bit differently, and if I have to, I may do things a little slower, but I'll get it done.
That's a great attitude.
They say slow is
My
pro.
can-do attitude.
So slow is pro. That's the way to go.
Yes. May have to do things a little bit differently, but, I'll get it done, and I'll accomplish my goal.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, so you've had, like I said, one heck of a year. I've been, keeping up with you. Just talk about the past year. I know kind of started out with you getting your driver's license. Is that right?
Yes, I actually just had the year anniversary. I believe it was July 6th.
Wow.
So, just had the year anniversary with that, and I do things a little bit differently. I drive with hand controls.
Oh, okay.
So I don't do anything with my legs. I drive specifically with hand controls.
Okay, so do you still have to, obviously you still have to pass the same kind of test that everybody else does, but is it like a specific edition that you get on your car then with the hand controls?
They're just specific adaptions.
Okay.
I do everything with my hands. And I have to pass the same exact test like everybody else. I have to do the driver's test, I have to try to parallel park. I can't get out of that, all of that stuff. I have an adaptation for the blinker. I have an adaptation for the gas and the brake. And I even have a knob on the wheel to help me turn. And I have metal kind of at the bottom of my car, kind of by the gas and the brake just in case. I have a startle. So I don't bump anything, but it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations on that. That's amazing.
Thank you.
And you also, I believe, got a service dog in the past year too, right?
Yes, I did. His name is Dasher. I just got him near the end of January. So we've been together for a few months now. He is awesome. He's a black lab.
He's really cute. I saw him on Facebook.
Yes.
He's
Well,
Yes, he is.
How'd you come up with the name Dasher?
He was part of the Christmas litter. So
Aw.
he was his birthday, or his litter was born on December 26th. He's just over 2.5, and so since he was part of the Christmas litter, they named everybody in the litter after something Christmas. So he was named after a reindeer.
That's awesome. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
So
I think it's adorable.
it is really cute. Did they have a Rudolph?
No, I don't think they have a Rudolph.
Darn it. Anyways. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. I want to get back to the amazing year you've had. But in 2013, you were involved in a pageant. It's the Miss Amazing pageant. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That is the Miss Amazing pageant.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that, what that is.
So it's a pageant specifically for girls and women with different disabilities.
Okay, and you won in your division, is that right?
Yes, correct. I did. I won first in state, and then I went to nationals and won nationals for my age division.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Did you get a crown?
Yes, I did. It's awesome.
I bet you hold on to that.
It's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yes, I do.
And
On myself.
so that pageant actually takes place where you graduated college in that area. Is that correct?
Well, the pageant, when it was held in 2013, they held the state pageant at Lindenwood. They held the state pageant at Lindenwood University at the time. But I actually graduated from Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville.
Okay, great. And what was your degree in?
My degree was in speech communications, and then a minor in sociology as well.
Awesome. So what is obviously you were thinking about a while then about wanting to be a motivational speaker.
Absolutely. I've been wanting to do that since I was about 15 years old.
Wow. Good for you. And how did you come up with that conclusion? Just, based on you kind of wanted to show everybody that nothing's going to hold you back, it sounds like.
Absolutely. And at the time when I was 15 years old, I had gone to a couple conferences through a club in my high school, and they had a bunch of motivational speakers there, and I saw them speak. And one in particular had cerebral palsy, just like me, and that really struck a chord with me. And I was like, you know what? I think I can do that. I think I want to do that. So that's been my goal for several years now.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I totally, that experience, it resonates with me as well, because when I was in high school, I got invited to this event called RYLA, which is Rotary Youth Leadership Association, and I was just excited to go to this hotel for the weekend with a bunch of friends, and I had no idea what it was going to be about. And they had a lineup of speakers who were at this event. There were 8 of them, and to this day, I can still remember the majority of those speakers and what the inspiration behind their story was. And it was at that time in my life, it was really a formative experience hearing them. And so, it's amazing how just sharing your story and getting up and being bold enough to and being daring enough to share it with people, you never know who you're going to touch and who is going to be affected by it in a really positive way. So I commend you for sure for taking that route.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, absolutely. If I can change one person's life in the entire world, then I'm doing my job.
That's awesome. Good for you. That takes a lot of guts to get up and do that. I don't know if I could do it. It took me a while to get comfortable sitting on a microphone talking with these guys. So
where's been your favorite place that you have you've spoken at so far?
So far, let me see. I actually just recently, back on Valentine's Day, I spoke to a classroom at St. Louis University in St. Louis. It was a classroom full of occupational therapy students.
Very cool.
That was really awesome.
Yeah. Have you gotten any amazing feedback about your speaking?
Yes. Everyone that I've talked to, they just have been telling me, how I've inspired them, or, how I've changed their minds about things, or, tons of different feedback.
Wow.
And that's my whole goal, is just to inspire people and, let people know that, they might be different or do things differently, but they can set their mind to something and they can do it.
So on that note, I want to share something that you put on Facebook on March 25th, which is Cerebral Palsy Awareness Day. And you posted, "Today is Cerebral Palsy Awareness Day. I am conquering it every single day. It will never beat me anymore. I know that I was born like this for a reason. I will accomplish all my goals and dreams that I have for myself."
Nice.
That's awesome. That was great. A great post. That really hit me. I thought that was cool because I'm sure, and I was around you a lot growing up, and I mean, you were at every one of our soccer games cheering us on. I played soccer with.
I remember that.
I'm sure you do. We played a lot of soccer.
She was.
I played soccer with her twin sister Danielle, and she was at every game on the sidelines. Just the biggest fan, the biggest supporter, and it was really great to have her there. So yeah, I mean, those
were some fun times.
Those were some fun times. We had some great times, and so I really think that you embody that and just conquering it every single day. You're absolutely correct, and I'm really, really just proud of you and happy to see you, doing so well and accomplishing your goals.
Oh, thank you guys so much.
When you were growing up, did you have any particular people that you looked up to or that inspired you as you were as you grew up?
Lots of different people. Obviously, my parents have been some of my biggest supporters, but in particular, I had a neurologist, Dr. Jan Brunstrom. She was my neurologist, and she has cerebral palsy herself. And
Wow.
so she has inspired me a lot, to accomplish my goals. And she really gave me the mindset that, whatever I want to do, I can do it. I just have to do it in a different way. But she really helped me through the years.
That's amazing.
She's still one of my biggest mentors to this day.
So I'm peeking over here at Blair's notes, and something caught my attention on this list of notes that she has. And I'm pretty big into fitness myself, and I look over at her notes and I see a 100-pound back squat. And when she introduced you, she talked about how you're really involved in CrossFit and stuff. And I just want to ask you to kind of elaborate on what that's like exercising and how you've gotten to that point. I mean, that's a pretty big feat.
Let's see. Well, I love CrossFit. It has done wonders for my cerebral palsy. Yes, I hit the 100-pound back squat several weeks ago, and it was a huge accomplishment for me. So my goal at the gym is that, I'm going to do everything everybody else does. I just may have to do things a little bit differently at first, but I'm going to get to that point. It has done wonders for my strength. I have actually, just wonders for my muscle tone and my strength. What I do at the gym is to help with my balance. I sit on a box a lot, or I at least have it behind me. So when I lift, just in case I lose my balance, I can catch myself. It was really cool. I actually sent the video in to CrossFit HQ, and they shared it on their CrossFit page.
That's awesome.
And it was really awesome. It's gotten so many hits, and everybody's just been pouring in and just sharing how inspiring it is and how it's awesome. And I'm just glad, that I can inspire people, But it's just done wonders for my CP.
Yeah, no,
in general.
That's amazing. I wanted to ask you too. I mean, is there any other area that CrossFit helped you other than strength? I mean, if you could pick one thing that you take away from fitness in general, it doesn't have to be CrossFit, but fitness in general, what would you say that is?
Well, it's helped with my nutrition. It's just helped with my flexibility, because one of the things with CP is that sometimes your muscles get super, 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 super tight and spastic sometimes. So it's helped with my flexibility. I'm able to walk better. Fitness has been a love of mine for the past 4 years, and it's helped me lose weight and just stay fit in general. Because when I was in college, to get around campus, I had to use a motorized wheelchair so I can get around campus and go to my classes and different things. And so I was sitting a lot, and I gained a lot of weight. So for the past 4 years, fitness has been a huge part of my life. And then I also fell in love with CrossFit, and I joined the CrossFit gym. And it's just been wonderful. It's just helped with my whole overall self.
Yeah, Tiffany, I have a dear friend named Brian Young, who I met him last year when we were training for our Crossing for a Cure paddle event, and he was in the yoga class that we would go to each week in preparation, because of paddling and training, it tightens everything up. And so staying loose and staying open is really important. And I started going to this class, and Brian has cerebral palsy, and watching him on the yoga mat and seeing what he could do. And like you said, maybe he did it in his own way, but it was really humbling and even emotional at times just to be next to him in the room because of his presence and his focus and what he brought to his practice through yoga was really incredible to witness, and it was really inspirational. I mean, I left that class every single time feeling, energized because of him. Because, any time I had a thought like, "Oh man, that kind of hurts," or that's not a comfortable position, I would reset to this idea that wow, I can't complain in this situation, and just watching him was just mesmerizing because he was so good at it, and he had been spending years of his life practicing to get to that point, and he actually went through teacher training and is a yoga teacher now. And
I was gonna say,
That is awesome.
I think since then he's actually graduated. He's actually like a yoga teacher now.
Yeah. He completed the course, and really inspirational guy, and so I just, when you were talking about the fitness aspect of how you manage it with cerebral palsy, and the interesting thing is, you kind of then once you're in class with him on a regular basis, you just forget. You don't even think about it anymore. And then you look over and you're like, man, this guy is just kicking butt, and but you just forget that it's even a challenge for him because he almost in a way made it look easy. But it took him years and years. So I just thought I'd share that.
Always
Absolutely.
smiling
And that
too.
is awesome.
He's
One of
always
the
smiling.
things I want to try to do is become a level 1 CrossFit trainer a little ways down the road. And so you had mentioned him becoming an instructor, and I think that is totally awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and it goes to show that, taking that role, we see a lot in the cystic fibrosis community, but it doesn't matter what the challenge you have or that you're facing. There's so many kids out there that are facing the same challenge as they're growing up, and to have mentors and to have people, especially these days online through social media, being able to see your story and participate in it, and whether it's commenting or sharing. I know Joe talks a lot about the cystic fibrosis community and how active they are online and sharing and supporting each other most of the time. But have you seen that kind of activity online, within the cerebral palsy community? Has that been something that you've seen?
Have I seen like the commenting?
As far as the
stories?
community, online, is that an aspect that is starting to come up for you?
Yes, I'm finding that a lot of people are trying to find ways to become more fit, because it does amazing things for my CP, and I try to like encourage people. Just because you have a disability doesn't mean you can't do CrossFit. You just may have to do it in a different way, and I just think it's amazing, and I just think everybody from all everybody from all walks of life, they can do it.
Yeah, and you need to see her videos too, because she does not only the 100-pound back squat, she does tire flips, she does pull-ups, and you can just see the determination in her face as she's doing these things, and then she does it. And it's unreal. It's really inspirational. You guys need to check out her page.
I get sore just like everybody else too. I'm sore the next day. Most of the time, I'm sore like half an hour after. So I feel it just like everybody else.
I'm sure you do. I can only imagine. It's pretty inspirational and amazing to watch you do that stuff. And I think it's a great thing that you're sharing it too. Like Travis said, I think you're really going to start seeing a response from the cerebral palsy community rallying around you, and not only that, just seeing you doing it and saying, wow, look at her, I can do this too.
Yeah. One of my other goals is to, try to do a few competitions. I think that would be awesome, whether it's, local or national. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, always involving yourself in competitions, no matter what area of fitness, kind of gives you a goal or a deadline to hit, and it can help drive you. I used to compete in bodybuilding, so
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, and I know the feeling of an upcoming deadline. It kind of gives you that extra push and that extra drive to kind of go the
Yes,
extra
it
mile.
does. Absolutely.
That makes complete sense. And you've participated in 5Ks too, right?
Yes, I've done several 5Ks, and I've also done a 10K as well, which is 6.2 miles.
Wow. Good for you, girl.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sitting here
far.
like,
I'll
man.
stick to my 1 mile in the morning. So.
That's amazing. So, okay, so something else happened to you this year, and I know you were really excited about it. You met someone, is that right?
Oh, yes, I did.
All right, tell us about it. Let's hear it. Who'd you meet?
So, I randomly met Keith Urban.
Randomly?
Wow.
How do you randomly meet him? At the store?
No, not exactly.
Nice. Pumpkin gas.
Well, I've been a fan of his since I was like 14. I just went to my 17th show. He was just here in St. Louis, actually, for his, we were his first stop on his new tour.
17 shows?
Yes.
That's classified as super fan.
Were these all in St. Louis? All 17 shows?
No, I've gone to other states as well.
Oh.
It's like, no, that's
Traveling
17 countries. And
Yes, traveling fan for sure. I had actually won second row seats through the radio station earlier that week.
wow.
They turned out to be second row.
Wow.
And they also said, oh, by the way, you have Chelsea Ballerini the backstage passes as well. And I'm like, oh, awesome. So we get backstage. I meet Chelsea Ballerini. And then on the way back, some of the security back there offered to, help me out backstage because it was very hilly and kind of uneven and gravelly. And so they wanted to help me out. So we were walking back there. We were walking out. And then all of a sudden, my friend turns to me. She goes, oh, my God, Tiffany, that's Keith Urban. And he's like walking down with his security team, kind of walking on the other side. And so, of course, I'm like jumping out of myself at this moment, and the security team, kept ushering me to go the other way. And so I did, but I'm still shaking at this moment. We kept walking, and we had to turn right a little bit, and it turned out that Keith Urban was going the same way. We kept walking, and all of a sudden I hear, hey baby, what's going on? Turned out that he was walking right behind me and then walked right beside me and started talking to me. So
Wow.
he was actually going to the VIP tent for his actual meet and greet. And so that's how that randomly happened. It was awesome. I didn't even have backstage passes. So that was great. Best moment of my life.
That is amazing, and I must say you deserve it after 17 shows.
Yeah, that's for sure.
He was so sweet. And, we took pictures together. I got a couple hugs, and we talked for a few minutes. It was awesome.
Wow.
And then after that, of course, I walked out of backstage when he had to go, and I started crying, of course. But you know, just a very awesome, emotional day. I can't help it.
That sounds pretty awesome. Did I hear you say, I think St. Louis, right, is where you live and where you're from?
Yes.
Okay. So have you ever heard of the company First Form?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so they're based obviously in St. Louis, and the only reason I bring them up is because they really look for a lot of ambassadors with a similar story to you that's really inspirational and people that stand out in their communities. And I was just wondering if you ever thought about reaching out to them.
Absolutely. I've thought about it a lot, but I just don't know how.
Well,
Absolutely.
maybe we can connect outside of the radio show, and I can help you do that.
Absolutely. That would be awesome.
Cool.
Liz just did get awarded the Force of Nature
She
Award,
did.
so she can make things happen. This is good news, Tiffany.
She's the force of nature for all of 2018.
Yeah,
right? So we've still got like
Yeah, you got the whole rest of the year to
year
go. Yeah. It's going to become a lifetime achievement
Yeah,
award.
6
No
months.
pressure. No
That
pressure.
would be awesome. Oh my goodness. That would be great. I would love that.
Cool. I'll make sure I'll try to think of some things and send you an email.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Best year ever. Well, Tiffany, we've really enjoyed speaking with you. Unfortunately, it looks like we're about out of time here, but thank you so much for being with us. You are obviously a huge inspiration to the cerebral palsy community, and just keep doing what you're doing. I can't say enough about you. You're doing so great, and we love speaking with you today. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
No
I
problem.
really enjoyed it as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Tiffany.
And Tiffany, I'll get you Liz's contact information after the show.
Absolutely. That would be great.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Have
Thank
a
you,
good night.
Tiffany.
You guys too. Bye.
Bye. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good call, Liz.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah. After you said St. Louis, I'm like, I think I know. Oh, yeah. I know a company that's based out of St. Louis.
Good stuff. I enjoyed it. Yeah, growing up with her was, like I said, she was the best. She really was. Her spirit is amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
it was.
Her
it was-
family's.
Oh, her family is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
And her father, he's a character.
My dad's saying her
Policeman.
father's a character.
He's a policeman.
He's a policeman in St. Louis. Yeah.
He's a good guy.
So, do we want to read the love letter from Christina last?
Sure.
Okay. So last week we had Christina Ramshaw on the show, the holistic nutritionist,
Tell
and
Laurie.
gosh, Christina Cavallari. I do that all the time. We were talking about that on the last show too. Christina Cavallari. And so she wrote us a love letter, and here it goes. So she wrote it to her past self, and it says, Christina, today I am grateful for you. I've doubted who you were as a person for far too long, and I now know you're exactly who you need to be for me to be the person I am today. I want to thank you for the hunger you endured when I was deprived you of food. For now, I know food is meant to nourish every cell in my body and to allow me to thrive mentally and physically. I want to thank you for the hangovers and false highs you've struggled with, for I now know I want to live a clean life full of clarity. I want to thank you for the choices you made that didn't fulfill your truth, because I've learned the direction I want to take in my life. I want to thank you for yearning for love in shallow places, because I now know I hold enough love within myself and those that surround me. I know you believe you made a lot of bad choices, but the beautiful thing about making choices that don't fulfill our truth is that we learn from them and they bring us back to our path. You've been hard on yourself for too long. Know that your soul is now radiant and shining for the world to see. I forgive you, I love you, and I'm ready to put your shame to rest. Love, mindfully present, Christina.
Aw,
That was nice.
beautiful
That
love
was
letter.
good. It's a good lesson on forgiving yourself too. It's all a growing process, you know.
I love our love letters.
I do too.
They're so awesome. They come in from so many different people and different perspectives.
Yeah, I like how we keep it open too and say write it to whoever you want to write it to. I
Yeah.
tell her like, write it to nutrition, write it to your family, you know, whatever, and it just always comes out so great because we give them that freedom. I feel like.
I bet Tiffany could write one heck of a love letter to Keith Urban.
I think she would be happy to do.
I just feel like there would be really a lot of passion.
I think she will have no problem writing us a
Maybe
love
we're
letter for next week.
Yeah, it's really cool to see these different stories that emerge and are blossoming around the world. I was talking to Peter Marcus, our business coach, today, and he's in the UK. He just met with a friend of Liz who lives in the UK, who recently met Ben, who is from Northern Ireland, who flew in to go to the Bahamas to paddle back to Florida, and just this global community, this outreach, and the ability to communicate in such an efficient, easy way, whether it's through social media or through radio or the internet, and bringing everybody together. Because like Tiffany, she could inspire so many people around the world, and it's just so cool to see it come together. And I was thinking when she was talking, we gotta. Our dream of the Epic Love Conference has to come together.
It really does.
And Tiffany's gotta come down and be present there. And I think it'd just be so cool to bring everybody together for that if we can get organized around it. Just add another event. Just on top of the other 322 events.
Coordinator.
Yeah, we need some help, people.
Just saying.
Anybody who wants to be part of the Epic Love Conference Committee,
Shoot us an email, please.
That's all I gotta say.
yeah,
Oh boy.
yeah.
I feel like Tiffany's journey is just starting too. I feel like she's like just begun.
Tip of the iceberg.
I really do.
Yeah.
I think she's really going to inspire and get out there and show people what she's all about.
Definitely. I love her attitude as well. Like I was talking about attitude in my Instagram post today, and in my world now, attitude is everything, because if you have a bad attitude, you're putting up bad energy, and people don't really want to be around that. And so I understand why people that didn't really like me for like 10 years, because I was bad energy wherever I went. So,
Dude.
exactly.
I mean, you get back what you put out there, so.
Cut it out.
Exactly. But now that I'm surrounded by so many awesome, beautiful people, it makes it a lot easier to stay in a good mood.
Aww.
I'm
That's so
gonna
cute.
flap some Mama Mitchell love on. 1 minute to go on another episode of Epic Love. Any final words from our co-hosts?
No, I can say that I'm really excited for next year's crossing. I know that it's hard to talk about for some people, but I'm ready.
It's like
Oh,
the
yeah.
momentum is still there from the last one, and it's
Seriously.
just
I'm ready to go.
Like,
Let me out. Let's go.
I already got a lot of stuff done
Take-
at the appreciation party.
take the
Like,
leash
got a
off.
team together and everything. So,
Open the gates.
yeah.
let's do it.
I agree.
Well, I'm excited for all the excitement. So, and for all the amazing things that we have going on with the Piper's Angels Foundation. And thank you to all the supporters, the donors, sponsors. Thank you to all of our amazing guests here with Epic Love Radio Show, our co-hosts, and everybody behind the scenes. Dave, Chad, you guys all rock. And thank you for tuning in to another episode of Epic Love.
We can have a winter warm-up.
I don't know if I'm ready to paddle, but I am ready to I'm at like to
Get some stuff done.
go
Get
to
some stuff rolling.
get
Yeah, ideas. Put some things into
I'm not ready to
action.
paddle yet.
Oh,
She was not talking about that.
Yeah, you should clarify that.